A motorcycle chain is what transmits power from the engine to the rear wheel. Needless to say, it's important to ensure that it's in a good shape at all times. In addition to ensuring that your motorcycle chain is fit to transmit power, the chain tension should also be checked and tweaked from time to time. In this video, we will tell you all about how to check and adjust chain tension. We'll also show you the right way to clean and lube your motorcycle chain to ensure it functions optimally. To start off, you'll need all the necessary tools to loosen the wheel and sprocket, adjust the chain tension, and then tighten everything back again. In addition, you'll also need a good quality chain cleaner and chain lube to remove all the grime effectively, as well as lube the chain once it's properly cleaned. Typically, you'll need two large spanners to loosen the wheel and sprocket nuts. You'll require a small sized spanner to tighten the nuts placed on swing arms, which actually adjust the chain tension. You'll also probably need a medium-sized screwdriver to prevent the bolts on the two sides of the wheel from moving together when you tighten them. Now, the specific tools used for tightening the chain on every motorcycle are different. We are using the TVS Apache RTR 160 for this video and are demonstrating the respective tools, though you'll have to ensure that you have the tools needed for your specific bike. Now, if you are standing behind the bike, looking towards the handle, you have to start with the axle nut, which is placed on the right swing arm. Loosen the nut only by a thread or two, and remember that you don't have to loosen the wheel nut too much. Even after loosening it, you should still not be able to turn it using only your hand. Next, you have to loosen the sprocket nut, which is on the left swing arm of the bike. As the case was with the axle nut, loosen the nut only by a thread or two. You don't have to take any of the two nuts out. Next, check the chain for tension. Too tight a chain will increase the chances of it breaking and causing grave injury. It would make the sprocket wear out faster and would also impede the functioning of the rear suspension. On the other hand, too loose a chain may simply come off the sprocket and cause damage to the bike and injure the rider. It also creates noise when the bike moves and makes the transmission act in a snatchy, jerky manner every time you accelerate. To tighten the chain, you have to turn this nut behind the swing arm on both sides equally. Make sure that you don't tighten the chain too much. There should just be an inch's play on the chain's slack to make it work optimally. Once you are happy with the chain's tension, make sure that the axle nut and the sprocket nut are properly aligned. There are markings on both swing arms near the nuts to help you align them properly. The markings on both sides should be exactly at the same point when you tighten the nuts. Sometimes the sprocket nut may move along with the axle nut. To prevent this from happening, you can insert a screwdriver inside the sprocket nut's hole and hold it tightly while turning the axle nut. Once the axle nut is tightened, tighten the sprocket nut and you're good to go. Once you have tightened the chain, it's a good time to clean and lube it as well. Use a good quality chain cleaner to remove any dirt or grime it may have collected. Clean it nicely using a cloth. Never put the motorcycle in gear and use its engine power to move the chain while cleaning, as it may cause injury. Always rotate the wheel in neutral gear while using your hand. Once the chain is cleaned properly, lube it using a good quality chain lube. Spray or apply the lube evenly from top and ensure that it has entered the inner parts of the chain properly. To ensure that your motorcycle chain is in good shape, check it every 500 kilometers and service it as required. We hope this video was useful to you. Do share it with your friends who would benefit from it. Ride safe.